Hello, guys, and welcome back. So, just the day before yesterday, we had the draft lottery in the NHL, and it, of course, made a lot of people very angry because we still don't know where the number one first overall pick will go. It's still yet to be determined, and I think that is very not the best, of course, not the best option for the NHL because right now also the argument from these other teams would be that the teams playing in the playing rounds they will try to lose in order to win Alexis Lafreniere. So we'll see how it will all work out. But still, as of right now, the first overall team is the one from the 8 teams which will not progress from the playing round. So any of the teams which will lose in the playing rounds have a chance of 1 to 8 to actually win Alexis Lafreniere, who will probably be the number one overall draft pick selection. So still you have there 16 teams who could potentially end up with having that first pick when you consider that here could be Edmonton Oilers, Pittsburgh Penguins, Toronto Maple Leafs. So really these teams that you would not really argue that they really need another offensive star as Alexis Lafreniere, probably Los Angeles Kings, Ottawa, Detroit, or Anaheim, Buffalo needs that Alexis Lafreniere a little bit more, but that's just lottery. It ended up like this. I think this is not the best option for the NHL, and it was quite, I would say, quite unfortunate for the whole NHL and for Gary Bettman because right now a lot of criticism is thrown on the whole NHL and on the whole league, but we'll see how it will all end and who will eventually end up with the first overall selection in the 2020 NHL draft. So, when we look at the teams, number one, as I have said, goes to one of the 8 teams that won't progress from the playing rounds to the actual playoffs. Number 2 goes to LA Kings. Number 3, this is a pick of San Jose Sharks, which is owned by the Ottawa Senators. They gained this in that trade with Erik Karlsson. Then we have Detroit Red Wings here. Then on the 5th spot, Ottawa Senators, their second pick in this first round. Then in the 6th place is Anaheim Ducks. In the 7th place, we have New Jersey Devils. And in the 8th place, it's Buffalo Sabres. So, and overall, very fortunate for NHL and for these teams from the playing rounds, and we'll see who will eventually end up with the first overall pick. So let's look at the who may pick which player. So when we look at the first overall selection, it's pretty clear that whoever ends up with this first overall pick, that they would pick the Canadian Alexis Lafreniere, who was playing this season in the Quebec Major Junior League, and he played 52 games and ended up with 112 points. So in overall, a great season for him. He had an average of over 2 points for one game, and he's considered to be one of the biggest talents of Canadian hockey, basically since Sidney Crosby or Connor McDavid. So Alexis Lafreniere, definitely the biggest star of this draft, would go number first. It's pretty set. So Alexis Lafreniere would go as the first overall selection here. To the team which we still don't know who there will be. Number 2 are drafting Los Angeles Kings. Last year they got Alex Turcotte, so that's a good offensive player as well. And this draft is really strong. So from the second position, I went just with a average positioning of these draft prospects. So second average is currently Quinton Byfield, center. So Quinton Byfield, definitely a very good player for Los Angeles. Quinton Byfield this season playing in the OHL, he played 45 games and he registered 82 points for 32 goals and 50 assists. So Quinton Byfield, a good center forward for Los Angeles Kings there. Basically, Los Angeles would take either Tim Stützle from Germany or Quinton Byfield. If they would take Stützle, Byfield would go to Ottawa. If they would take Byfield, Stützle would go to Ottawa. So Tim Stützle currently number 3 overall in many draft basically previews. So Stützle goes to number 3 to Ottawa Senators, which holds that pick from San Jose Sharks, as I have said previously. So Tim Stützle from Germany. This season he played in Dell, so the between men, which is I think a great advantage for him when you compare him to Lafreniere or Quinton Byfield or other North American prospects that will be on this board later. Tim Stützle has the advantage that he has already played 1 year between the men, and that's a great advantage, I would say, for him. This season he has played 41 games and he scored quite good 34 points for 7 goals and 27 assists. So Tim Stützle is a very good assist man. He could find his teammates really well, and he's playing either center or also on the left wing. So Lafreniere, currently he was playing for Rimouski Oceanic this season on the left wing. He wasn't really playing center, but I would imagine that he could convert to center if it will be needed. Quinton Byfield, on the other hand, a pure center, a forward for Ottawa. Then from the third place, Tim Stützle from Germany. He was playing left wing but also center. So Stützle can play on the wing but also on the center. The fourth selection goes to Detroit Red Wings, who were by far the last and the worst team in the NHL this season. So unfortunate for them that they weren't able to get that first pick. They will be drafting only from the 4th position, but still they could get some good players. Right now, average 4th place goes to Lucas Raymond, a player from Sweden. So Lucas Raymond, he is a winger, so he could play on the left wing or on the right wing as well. Lucas Raymond was playing in Sweden this season in the highest Swedish league. He played 33 games and he registered 10 points for 4 goals and 6 assists. So Lucas Raymond, it does not seem that he would be able to convert to the center. He seems to be a pure winger, so if some teams are looking for a center, they probably, or if Detroit wants a center, they wouldn't take Lucas Raymond, but he seems to be quite a very good prospect for the future. And even if he will be playing even in the future only on the wing, I think it's still a good choice for Detroit to go with Lucas Raymond, the talented Swedish winger. Number 5 overall selection goes once again. It will be second pick of Ottawa in the top 5. For number 3, they could take Tim Stützle. Number 5 overall selection they could use to pick the first defenseman and basically only defenseman on this top 8 list, and that's Jamie Drysdale from OHL. So Jamie Drysdale, only defenseman on this list. Ottawa could get Tim Stützle to improve their forward group, and they could also get Drysdale to improve their defense score. Jamie Drysdale seemed to be really good defenseman. He played this season in the OHL 49 games and he registered 47 points for 9 goals and 38 assists. So Jamie Drysdale, a good pick for Ottawa out there. Even if Ottawa didn't get number 1 overall pick or number 2, I think Stützle and Drysdale would definitely improve their game in the next season right away, because this is a really strong draft. And even Stützle seems to be a very talented young player, as well as Jamie Drysdale in defensive. Definitely a solid defenseman for the future of Ottawa. Number 6 overall selection goes to, that was determined by the draft lottery, to the Anaheim Ducks. And Anaheim currently number 6 overall, on average by many prospect side, is Cole Perfetti, a center, and a really good center for Anaheim. So I think they would be satisfied if they got Cole Perfetti. And Perfetti actually this season was playing in the OHL, and he registered really solid in 61 games played. He registered 111 points, That's almost over 2 points per game. So he's actually scoring, his scoring frequency in the OHL was pretty much almost the same as Alexis Lafreniere's in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. So Cole Perfetti seems to be a really good one, but what's not that convincing for the teams probably with him is that he's really very small. So he's a center, a small center, which could discourage some teams from choosing him, but it could be a big chance for Anaheim or New Jersey or potentially Buffalo if these teams over them wouldn't choose Cole Perfetti even quicker, then they could take him. And I think that Cole Perfetti is really one of the top prospects in this draft, and I think that I wouldn't be surprised if he would be taken even higher on the fourth or fifth position. I think the top three is set. I think it will be Lafreniere, Byfield, and Stutzle, but from number four, it could go either way. Cole Perfetti definitely could be picked by Detroit from the fourth place. I think I wouldn't be surprised if that would be a case, because with 111 points in 61 games this season in the OHL, definitely Cole Perfetti has some upper hand in him as well. Number 7 overall selection goes to New Jersey Devils, and currently number 7 on average in many draft prospect side is the Austrian-born Marco Rossi. That's another center here on this list, so a lot of centers actually here. Marco Rossi, he was playing this season in the OHL as well, and he played in 56 games and he registered 120 points. So Marco Rossi actually overall, he had even better stats, I would say, than Alexis Lafreniere, or at least the same stats, the same point totals for game as Alexis Lafreniere, and Lafreniere was playing in Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, and Rossi was playing in the OHL. So definitely a great season by Marco Rossi, and he will be one of the best Austrian born players in the NHL in the future, I'm sure. Thomas Vanek has some good concurrence here, because Marco Rossi seems to be one of the best Austrian born players in history, and he definitely will be a very important part of the potentially New Jersey Devils or whoever chooses him from these top 8, because I cannot see Marco Rossi dropping below that top 8 group. Marco Rossi, a very solid center, and yeah, Marco Rossi, 120 points in 56 games in OHL this season. Very solid player right here. And then number 8 overall selection pick, which was determined by the draft lottery, goes to Buffalo Sabres, and currently the number 8 average rated prospect is Alexander Holt, the winger from Sweden. So Alexander Holt, another Swedish player. We have second Swedish player on the board. Alexander Holtz this season played in the highest Swedish hockey league between men, so that's another advantage for him. He played 35 games, he scored 16 points for 9 goals and 7 assists. So a good season for Alexander Holtz as well. When you look at it, Lafreniere was playing in the juniors, Byfield was playing in the juniors last season, Tim Stutzle, I would put a dot here, he was playing between men in Germany. Basically, you would see that European players were playing between men, and these North American players were playing in the junior hockey leagues, so not between men. Lucas Raymond from Sweden, he was playing in the Swedish Hockey League top, so he was playing between men, another man from Sweden. Then Jamie Drysdale, an American or Canadian player, and he was playing in OHL, so between juniors. Cole Perfetti, juniors, OHL. Marco Rossi, even though he's Austrian born, he was playing between juniors in OHL, but Alexander Holtz, winger, another player who was playing between men in Swedish Hockey League. So you could see that Lucas Raymond was playing on the wing, Alexander Holtz on the wing as well, Tim Stutzle on the wing as well. However, Tim Stutzle can play center, but when you are playing between men, it is more likely that these young players would play on the wing than on the center, because just center between men is for these 18 or 17-year players very hard to play. So these players play the wings but they could definitely adapt to center position as well in the future. So here you go. This is the lottery draft basically results and the players which currently are on these spots on average between draft rankings all over the place, which are all over the internet right now. Definitely it will be one of the best drafts ever. It is considered to be one of the best drafts in a very long time. And you could see Lafreniere, Byfield, Stutzler, Raymond, Drysdale, Perfetti, Rossi, Alexander Holtz. There are some really good names, really good talent here. And definitely there are also some other players which are lower currently seated, but they could definitely move to this top 8 as well, because they are very good players as well. So this is top 8 currently, and yeah, let me know who do you think will get this first overall selection pick and who will eventually choose Alexis Lafreniere. Thank you very much guys for watching this video. Hope you did like it. If you did, please leave a like down below, also comment and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me guys, and thank you very much for watching. I will see you probably again very soon. Bye guys.